man, it's going to be Ikan versus Doorstop, Kevin.
Yeah, this is something that Ikan has been looking forward to, wanting to get his Doorstop game in.
Yes.
Doorstop had an unfortunate upset at Combo Breaker to not place anywhere close to his seed, and so now we're seeing him on the run back against a Chicagoland native. These two have never played before, if you can believe it.
Yeah, and that's a very surprising thing. These two have been kind of like mainstays of the Midwest for a long time. Doorstop is kind of the homebody. He stays around this area. Ikan has moved all around the world, but they've both spent quite a bit of time in this area, so surprised not to see them clash heads until this point. You see early on, Doorstop working his way from the corner and doing so effectively, putting on some pain to Ikan right now. Ikan's trying to get some pressure on that platform as they just kind of reset neutral. Play patient.
This is such a long stage. Ikan happy to pressure, but does not, I'm sure, like having to chase Doorstop from corner to corner every 5 seconds.
Yeah, and he's going to have to be doing a lot of chasing. He's one of the better players at breaking zone and getting in on you, as that is going to be the dynamic that you see play out in a lot of his sets. And we're going to see that in spades right now as the boost kick is misguided. Ikan can't find the initial punish. The second one, a lot more damage, but no stock to boot.
You send Shakus all day long, but
there it is.
Of course the up air is what is going to take it at the very end of the day, as Ikan goes up just barely on the stock.
Yeah, it's a slight lead indeed. However, Zeus and Samus can often struggle to take stocks, as I'm sure everyone knows. And Ikan, keenly aware of that as well, is going to surge forward. High percent be damned. He's going to remain aggressive and stay up in Doorstop's face here.
Oh, with a reverse nair into the fair, and Ikan has corner pressure. This is what he wants. Flip jump gets you kind of out of danger, but Ikan is so ready for it. But very nice down smash into the cross up B to take the stock.
Yeah, that was a great little timing mix-up on that down smash. Doorstop holding it for just that extra fraction of a second, and Ikan was not ready for it. Dropped that shield and got hit by the down smash. And now Doorstop surging back forward, putting on a lot of damage. In the corner now is Ikan. The corner pressure's been solid from both players, but so far the disadvantage has shown through. There hasn't really been a lot of super long sequences of pressure and juggling in corner situations.
That's exactly the position that Doorstop wants to be in, right? Like, yeah. ZSS doesn't have a whole lot of guaranteed combos to begin with, so this little, like, oh my god. Well, I was going to say this little hit-and-run game plan benefiting Doorstop, but Ikan chased him down and called the police.
Yeah, and ooh, there we go. The back air is going to even it up right away. And yeah, typically the hit and run was the name of the game for Doorstop and ZSS particularly. And we're seeing that work out right now. As we do have Ikan off stage, that up air could have spelled disaster. And Ikan doing a great job trading out of these combos, making it hard for Doorstop to get anything guaranteed. But he doesn't need the guarantees right now, as we're evened up at 56% apiece.
Trying to hold the corner pressure, didn't get the tech, so Doorstop's going to comfortably try to get back to center, falling fair. Scrambling and finds the collarbone breaker with the, oh my god.
Just stuck in the corner. The moment Doorstop found the ground and shielded, Ikan was ready for it. He had that conditioned. He was ready to break that shield and came up and did it at a great time to take this game one.
Ikan, for the last 2 weeks, Ikan has been looking for collarbone breaker shield breaks. Not regularly, like mixing it in very nice, and every opponent has jumped out of the collarbone breaker before it's actually connected. Doorstop is the first person I think that Ikan has hit it on in 2 weeks, and he's wanted it, so I'm glad he got it. What a momentum shifter for game one.
Yeah, and he definitely needed that. This game very much hung in the balance the entire time. There was no moment where either player looked to be picking up momentum or running away with anything. So that massive momentum shift at the very end of the game is going to be huge for Ikan moving into this second game.
We're going back to PS2. Ikan did tell me that he probably looks to ban Kalos, Town, and Battlefield. Doesn't like to give like a lot of vertical space for Doorstop to avoid Shaku.
Yeah.
And he likes to have kind of more of a claustrophobic situation. Even though PS2 is a longer stage, you still do get that availability. And I mean, there's no better ban to force Doorstop into a better stage pick. So this is kind of what you have to deal with.
Yeah, and you kind of mitigate the ability for Doorstop to dance around you as he likes to do. Those platforms can be such a boon to ZSS's movements and just like the options that she has when she's stuck above you. Sometimes Ryu can just post himself right below you and make it impossible to land, but ZSS with a plethora of options to deal with that right now as Ikan surges forward with a strong offense, but now he's going to be stuck in the corner. He works his way right back as neither player has really been able to hold on to pressure for long periods of time.
No, and while you would imagine that would benefit a ZSS, it does feel like Ikan's finding so much more value. I guess just by the nature of Ryu's guaranteed combos dealing like 30 to 50%.
Yeah, it's just been a percent diff so far. As Ikan, every time he's found an opening, it's kind of equaled 1 or 2 of Doorstop's openings. So Doorstop's really going to have to find a way to tack on more damage or extend his advantage states in some way if he wants a shot here, as Ikan's doing a great job just putting on the pressure, not letting Doorstop get too far away. That focus attack is going to let himself get right in Doorstop's face.
Oh. Down smash does whiff, and Doorstop naring to get back to center, or zaring, I should say. These falling zairs have been very helpful. I can't believe he didn't get the roll across up.
I couldn't believe that either. He got right up close to him. I thought he was behind, but he was not.
Especially with ZSS, by the way, the up,
yes.
the up B just never connects, right?
Yeah.
And the one time you think it's absolutely no shot is when it does it.
It does.
No way.
The ZSS hitboxes are not always the most favorable or the most charitable, but right there, they worked out in Doorstop's favor, but he couldn't get the stock off of it. All this noise, and still 3 stocks apiece for both these players. Doorstop's patience is working out much more than it did in that first game, and we're seeing it come into fruition here, but Ikan was just able to run up and catch that jump.
Doorstop's doing all this movement, wave landing on the platform, getting back and forth,
right.
and Ikan literally just one time jump back airs.
Ikan just lumbers forward and makes it happen, as Doorstop is able to trade the stock without bleeding too much percent in his next one.
Very important right now, too, because like you said, this is a percentage game. The more percentage that Ikan racks up, then the next interaction is the one where you're going to get jab, shoryu'd, or some other version of a guaranteed Ryu kill confirm. So you got to be careful about how much percent you allow on yourself. And Doorstop, as much as he wants to take the lead, he really should be playing a lot more patient.
Yeah, right. As the patience has been what kind of worked out in that first game, you know, like once he started getting aggressive out of that corner, that's when Ikan was able to run up and catch him with the back air. Ikan, patience off the stage. He can respond with patience of his own, and that grab is going to give him the percentage lead here in this game. Just rips the F smash. Ikan's getting too confident with it.
He does like to rip that F smash, especially around corner. It takes steals early stocks, and we already saw one connect this set. Focus attack does allow him back to the center here.
Yeah, Ikan's focus attacks have really been a great option to get up close. The side B not quite going to do it, and now we're really in the percent where ZSS can struggle to find kills, but that boost kick precisely placed to take that stock.
Covered everything, went deep to force Ikan to focus attack back, and then you're either going to Tatsu high, which is going to be covered by the falling, or you're going to shore you up, which was covered by the up B. Such good option coverage from Doorstop.
A beautiful thing of option coverage. And now Ikan has to try and see how he can get this stock off the board. Doorstop is going to tack on a lot of extra damage. And in this game, those extra percents, anything that ZSS can get has been huge. Because Doorstop's doing a better and better job at taking early stocks. You're not really living to 150 like you can sometimes see in this matchup.
No, and I really do like that Doorstop is mixing an aggression with dancing around, because the more that you camp, the more you're going to get pressured into the corner, which is Ikan's comfort zone. So the fact that you're dashing in, dashing back, and then sometimes using aerials, sometimes throwing in grabs is a great mix-up. Unfortunately, Ikan does read one out, but it did allow you to get 66% on the back end of that stock.
Yeah, that is nothing to scoff at. Wait a minute.
Yeah,
Ikan's going to scoff at it right now.
Oh, no.
I cough in your face, says Ikan. He's going to run forward, and now this game, yet again, hangs on the balance. No one can take a big lead. You never know which way the pendulum's going to swing at any given moment. As right now, the focus attack mixing up in neutral, Ikan has planted his feet in the center of this Pokeball, and it's been Doorstop's job to dance around. The onus is on him to approach, and Ikan is making that work every time. The committal down air is not what Doorstop needed in that moment, and Ikan cleaned it up.
It's a needle of a hitbox.
It is.
And even though
certainly is.
Look, I get the idea. You haven't used it yet. So let's condition our opponent, and let's mix in a different option. Sometimes you just don't need to use different options. Sometimes your moves are just bad. And look, it's not,
the move just isn't that good.
The down air's fine, and I think in most matchups it's okay. But Ryu specifically can kind of dash dance very effectively to avoid that needle nose type of hitbox. So I don't know. I didn't love the option, and I think Doorstop is going to think twice before using it again.
Yeah, and Ryu also doesn't get the same disadvantage when trying to punish that of not being totally sure which side of you he has.
Oh, true. Wait, that's so
why
true.
it's sometimes so hard to punish, is because it's hard to find out where precisely she's going to land, which direction she's facing, but Ryu just doesn't have to worry about that. You just got to kind of be in the proximity, and you can let something rip, as Ikan did just there. And he's carrying this momentum, but Doorstop might be carrying Ikan up top off that platform. The pressure mounts yet again, and the percentages stay even. No one can catch a strong lead at all, but Ikan has just been the one closing. Risky air dodge, and Doorstop, in a funky interaction off stage, takes an early lead.
Incredible stuff. Doorstop's edge guarding, although it is normally a win condition, Ikan does not get edge guarded easily, and Doorstop's been able to find a lot of value off of that on these stocks. But of course, that Shoryu combo confirm, it's just so guaranteed that if you fall into the face of Ryu, you have to be expecting to go to the bad place.
Yes, go to the bad place indeed. And this has been a bad place for Doorstop over and over. It's just the super high damage and consistency of Ryu has been really hard for him to match. He has to make so many more interactions work in his favor or get something divisive off stage, and Ikan's done such a good job at neutralizing that. Now on the platform, Doorstop going to pressure a little bit longer. But again, Ikan just able to find feed. Every time he does that, it spells disaster for Doorstop. The weak hit, though, on that Shoryu, as he's able to live to fight another day.
He connected the focus stack, but he didn't land on the platform, so he couldn't get a guaranteed kill confirm. Yeah. That's the best that he could find. Unfortunate, but it does allow you a little bit of advantage here, and you can see now Ikan fishing for the jab Shoryu.
Yeah, wanting to end this as efficiently as possible, and he does so with expedience. The back air is going to come through.
He knows how to find things. Like, he doesn't need to fish for one specific thing. Edge guard again, Doorstop.
Gets deep. Okay, and now he needs to find one of these when it matters most. Doorstop has found a couple to trade stocks or a divisive moment here and there, but he hasn't found one to take a lead. He's only found them to tie it. He needs to do it right now when the lights are brightest, and he's looking to do just that as he takes a slight lead here. We all know that Ryu can match this very quickly. Doorstop not looking to let that happen. Off stage, down smash connects, down tilt, back air doesn't do it, but the second one after the focus attack cleans it up. Good stuff, Doorstop.
What a god at edge guarding. Almost every stock that game was taken through an incredible edge guard. And not just like option select edge guarding, but full coverage. You're covering high, you're covering low, you're forcing Ikan to use his defensive options early, and then you're recapping on the back air. I mean, that specific area, right? If you go deep for an edge guard as ZSS, I understand. You do have the tools to do that. But specifically right next to ledge, Mars has talked about this a lot. You don't get to cover a whole lot of space with a rising or falling back air because it's not very active. But Doorstop finds the exact spacing, the exact hit-to-hit focus attack so that Ikan has to, use it. And then the falling back air to go deep further on ledge, it's just so total coverage. I can't understand it.
It's fluid. ZSS is fluid. ZSS is an extension of his hands. You know what I mean? He's just finding a bunch of different ways to get these setups. Ultimate is not a game where you find a lot of checkmates, but Doorstop is making it look like a good chess player right now. He's finding a lot of them. And now off stage, Ikan might be without a jump. No, he saved it very effectively as the down air threatens yet again. That was a much better situation to use at that time.
The Shaku allows you to take full space back to the center. That's exactly what Ikan wants. We decided to go to a shorter stage here in small battlefield. Finds it, actually. I didn't think that there was much you could find right there, unless you could, I guess, a perfectly spaced flip jump kick.
Yeah, and that's the exact way to do it. A slight timing variation as Doorstop finds it exactly on the nose. And now a big lead for Doorstop as all of a sudden the pendulum of momentum is firmly in his favor. Tether grab back to ledge. Good stuff out of the corner, and again, just playing really patient here from Doorstop. I love the patience we're seeing mixed up on his fast fall to make it a little bit harder for Ikan to pressure him on that platform. I love that variation.
This is that variation exactly that you're talking about between going aggressive and finding those choices and then resetting, flip jumping to the other side of the stage so that all of Ikan's corner pressure, all of Ikan's forcing you to be in a claustrophobic position is just gone to waste.
Now Ikan's solid disadvantage is shining through yet again, not allowing Doorstop to really get a massive lead here. Could happen at any moment. I don't want to speak too soon, but now stuck in the corner as Ikan looks to even up the up smash. Can't find the mark.
Ikan looking a little bit nervous this game. Does not like to play from a deficit. Does find a back air. So good. Probably the best Ryu in the world at finding back airs, just like straight confirms. Looking like Bayonetta out here.
Yeah, Ikan has no problem finding a back air, which is fascinating because that is not what Ryu is most known for.
No.
But Ikan can just pop a back air and just get it done so often. And now landing with the focus attack. Yet again, Ikan's found a lot of success there, but as this set goes on, Doorstop is getting better and better at punishing that focus attack. So I'm looking to see how Ikan's use of it changes. That's now stuck off stage. Ooh, I thought that was the stock for sure, but Ikan was able to get back. Maybe not for long, though, as the pressure's still relenting.
Okay, back air return, not going to take the stock right now. Choosing to go for a more committal option means that Doorstop does have to reset the edge guard, and Ikan finds his way back to stage just to find himself in disadvantage once again.
And Doorstop is really just walking him down right now. Ikan has found that prolonged state of disadvantage that I was saying Doorstop needed to get going earlier on in this set. He's really found a spot in the center stage where he can start chasing Ikan around. A great grab, up throw, doesn't get it done just yet. He tries to wait out the focus attack, but Ikan remains patient.
You go for that throw, by the way, because you're looking for a DI mix. You're looking for your opponent not to expect it, which is why there was no pummels. However, for whatever reason, Ikan was already DIing out. So big respect there.
Yeah, very ready for it.
183% though, you should be dead.
Yeah. very surely with any slip on the DI, it's not going to work out. And finger snaps from Kevin as another clean stock goes off the board.
Yeah, that was a great spot dodge to find your confirm. If you can get in the face of Doorstop, force him to use a committal option instead of jumping out of the way, it's so good for you. But I think Doorstop's going to start thinking about that more. And anytime that he's faced with a difficult position where he can go for a scramble, he's going to get out of dodge. But this time, instead, he catches a jump from Ikan.
And Doorstop's lead and long mounting pressure has very quickly dissolved and been thrown to the wayside as Ikan finds himself in the driver's seat yet again, and his hands are at 10 and 2. He's at cruising speed right now. It's been very comfortable for Ikan. The focus attack misguided. That could have spelled disaster for Doorstop.
And the road is clear right now for Ikan. Play patient. Look for one more interaction for damage. There it is. And now you either, and unfortunately 88% is kind of a weird percentage. Unless you find the perfect kill confirm, you do have to find one more interaction. You're looking for that 100% sweet spot.
Yep. And Doorstop trying to give Ikan one more speed bump to drive over before he finds himself in victory lane. But the landing connection doesn't do it quite yet. And this could be big. The punish is not quite what Doorstop needed, but still off stage as Ikan chases really high with the back air. The risky boost kick doesn't get it done. But Ikan still at risk.
We have reached the intersection right now. It's really just a matter of will Doorstop yield, or is Ikan going to find his way all the way, pedal to the metal, foot on the gas, able to close out the stock, finish game 3, or game 4, I should say, in a 3-0 or 3-1. You know what?
Solid stuff there from Ikan. He got it done. It was a really good set from Doorstop. Incredible. He started to pick it up towards the end. He started to find the counterplay and the longer advantage, but in the end, it was the consistency of Ikan that was able to put that away.
We're going to get to see a replay here. I love, by the way, that we've been able to get these replays on screen. The first game closing out with a collarbone breaker, shield break is so good.
Just nasty. And that was really just like a sign of things to come. It was close sets, back and forth, everything hung in the balance. But really it was Ikan who was able to get those big swings at the end of the set. At the end of the games, rather.
Every single one, too. Here's more of the edge guarding that we saw from Doorstop. Closing out every stock this game with an edge guard. Look at that back air, forces the focus attack out, catches the other back air right before the ledge grab. Great stuff, but couldn't find too much of that on this game 4 as Ikan finishes the set, as well as it started.
Yeah, definitely as well as it started indeed. That was a